Okay, so sometimes we're asked to find one of the shorter sides. Okay, and it's obvious here what they mean by that, because we actually know the longest side. We know the C, the side which we would label C, because it's opposite the right angle. Okay, so we know the longest side. We then could be asked to work out one of the shorter sides, so it could either be that side or this side. In this case, we've got a question mark here. So what I'll do is I'll label that my A, and I'll label that my B. Okay, so C squared, well, I know C is 8.1, so I put 8.1 squared there. A I know to be 2.7, so 2.7 squared, plus then my B squared, okay, or question mark squared, right? We leave it as B. So what I could do then is I could work out both of these, right? I could do 8.1 squared is equal to 65.61. 2.7 squared is equal to 7.29, okay, plus B squared. All right. Now I want to get B, remember, that's what I'm trying to work out. So you've got to look at this as an equation now, and we need to rearrange it. And the best way to get B on its own is to first of all shift this number over to that side. Okay, so we'll have 65.61. Now think, if I take that over, it's a positive number, so when I take it over, it becomes a minus number, and that will equal to B squared. So I can get my calculator now and work that out. Okay, and I get B squared out to be 58.32. Okay, now I've got it written like that. There's no harm in writing it like this now, so it looks a bit easier to work with. And if B squared is this, if I'm squaring B to get that, what is B actually going to be? Well, I've got to do the opposite, and I'm going to root this, square root it. If I square root the answer, I get 7.6, okay, to 1 decimal place. Okay, great. So let's look at another one. All right, so in this case here, again, you can clearly identify the C because it's opposite the right angle. There's my A there, and this is my B. Okay, so with my C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. C is 1.5, so 1.5 squared. A is 1.2, so 1.2 squared. And my B, well, I don't know what that is, so I'll just leave it as B. So we'll work each of these out. Okay, so we do 1.5 squared is 2.25. 1.2 squared is 1.44 plus B squared. And just the same as before, we want to get B on its own, so we'll take this number over. So we'll have 2.25, take away 1.44, that will equal to B squared. And I get 0.81. So 0.81 is equal to B squared. So then to get B, I've got to think what the square root of this is going to be, yeah? Okay, because you're squaring something to get 0.81, so square root that, and you get B. So my calculator square root ants, and that comes out to be 0.9.